Well, I think it is interesting that Ron DeSantis is not at CPAC and is instead at Club for Growth. And I think it's interesting that DeSantis gets painted as this alternative to Trump. And we try to be really clear on the show. He is an alternative to Trump in the sense that he is not Donald Trump, but he is still promoting a lot of Donald Trump's policies. Yeah. You had a debate about this on the steps of the U.S. Capitol. I want to take a look.
It's cool to have two people in my state that could be president. I don't know about New York. That's all I'm going to say, though. That's all I'm saying.
Your state could be president. Who? Oh, shit. DeSantis?
Come on, man.
DeSantis doesn't have a shot.
45,
he's a white
45.
nationalist.
Oh, it's not that.
He's a nationalist.
No,
he's a white supremacist.
No, he's not.
That, of course, Florida Republican Byron Donalds. I feel like that's the podcast America did not know that it needed. But I do think it's important to articulate the alternative is not necessarily the alternative as you may think it is. It is an alternative in terms of whether or not you believe he can win.
Well, DeSantis is a bit more polished. He's more strategic. This decision not to go to CPAC but to be where he is a strategic decision. He's smarter and more experienced within the political realm. So, again, we have to take him very seriously. However, you know, when you are supporting bills like a Don't Say Gay bill, when you are looking to ban African-American history from AP courses and much of your other rhetoric, that's not what America is all about. That's not what America wants. That may be good for Florida, and I even question that, but it's not what the country wants by and large. When you contrast that to President Biden's record, you know, passing 3 bipartisan pieces of legislation after an insurrection, during a global pandemic, helping to open schools, to get people back into schools safely, the vaccine implementation, shots into arms, capping insulin costs at $35 a month. You know, we have real results to run on for President Biden and as a party, and historic investments in the Inflation Reduction Act. So that we can go big on dealing with the issue of climate change. We have real results and real outcomes from a president that people try to make fun of his age and all of that. But we're in Washington getting things done as a Democratic Party.
It strikes me this was a Read Across America week. I was in my daughter's classroom. You went back to your educator roots and put together a reading list for Ron DeSantis. And I am curious what is on there.
So How to Be an Anti-Racist is one book. White Fragility is another book. And another book is about learning kindness in kindergarten. And that's a bit tongue-in-cheek. But the point is, I'm an educator. I was in education for 20 years. I was a middle school principal for 10 years. And working hard and being nice is all you need to do to be a good student and to be a good person and to be a good elected official. And what we see from Ron DeSantis and Trump and others is this vitriol towards certain communities, the transgender community, the African-American community, even the Latino community, and many others, anti-woman legislation, et cetera, et cetera. That's what we continue to see from that party. And the reason why we introduced the African-American History Act is to make sure that we remind people that African-American history is American history. And in order for America to reach its full potential and the ideals of our democracy, we have to learn about everyone's history. So while they're trying to divide and use fear-mongering tactics and lies and misinformation, we are bringing people together across race, across class, across religion to reach the ideals and unlock the potential of our country.